Do you have the papers?
Not yet.
Investigative journalism is one of the most important aspects to a free country, the right of the people to know the truth even if it hurts those in power. The Post is much like Spotlight from 2015, and that celebrates this in the form of newspaper reporting in particular. They show us why even though newspapers are hurting more and more every day, they provide an invaluable public service. The Post is about the Washington Post in 1971. Its owner, Meryl Streep, is looking for ways to keep the newspaper running and prosperous for future generations. Meanwhile, the executive editor, Tom Hanks, is less interested in the business of running the paper and far more interested in getting the next big story. The New York Times gets a huge scoop over every paper when they publish stories on the McNamara report. However, Nixon forces them to stop publishing. Soon, the Washington Post finds a copy of the report, and they have to decide whether to ignore this information and see what happens to the Times, or move forward and possibly face charges of treason. There are many ideas this movie presents that resonate throughout the decades. The issues of pay-to-play politics. Is it better to protect your friend who is just trying to make the best of a bad situation? Or is it better to tell the public that those they've trusted with their very well-being are lying to them? The movie does an excellent job not to villainize any person in particular, with the exception of one person who spends the movie making threats from his phone. The cast are all top form, and while Meryl Streep will almost certainly nab another Oscar nomination here because, well, she always does, Bruce Greenwood perhaps deserves more attention. He has a small role as Robert McNamara, but he manages to add a lot of humanity with his limited screen time, through nothing more than minor inflections and gestures. Bob Odenkirk is also phenomenal as Ben Bagdikian, the Post reporter who finds the report. And, of course, Tom Hanks is fantastic as always. As to be expected from his history, director Steven Spielberg is the ultimate standout here. Spielberg easily has one of the most impressive resumes of any living director. From Jaws to Schindler's List, he tackles numerous genres with seeming ease. Even when he does a lesser movie like AI, the issues revolve more around his writing than his direction. The Post sits comfortably with his stronger works.
Hey, if you like this video, please make sure to hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe. That helps me out a lot. And if you really love this video, consider visiting my Patreon page.